This is take 2 of my workshop with Fox Confessional. I did one a few days ago, and I realized that I found this document here that pretty much tells me the questions I should be answering when I do the workshop response. And I realized that I didn't really hit those, so I'm doing it over, unfortunately. Let's see. I have my workshop response on the 28th. Today is the 3rd of November. Uh, yeah, it was pretty helpful. I was a little nervous, a little shaky about the whole situation because I thought people were gonna tear apart my paper. I just thought they were gonna chew it alive. I was pretty confident in it, but then I wasn't when it came to other people and how they saw it. Like I felt like I unpacked the hell out of it, but other people must thought otherwise. Um, I got pretty great feedback. They didn't chew it alive, which was awesome. Erg. I'm sorry, I'm kind of narcissistic and I'm looking at my hairline. Let's see. They pretty much comment on the length of it. In the beginning, they talked about the length, and I was pretty happy because at first they were like, I think it was Evelyn. Evelyn said I should cut it down, but then others jumped in and said I shouldn't cut it down, which pretty much helped me because that was like something I had an issue with before I posted it. When I approached April about, I didn't know if it was gonna be too long and for a setup and stuff, but they thought they felt like it all had valid reason for being there. Like every story that I put in there had a valid point. And like what Nari said was that it was like the pieces of a puzzle. If you take one out, you're still missing a piece. So I thought that comment was really helpful. Because at first I was kind of taking this approach where I don't want it to be too lengthy, but now I see it as if it all has a valid point in being there, then I shouldn't exclude things, um, or hold myself back from writing because I just think it's getting too lengthy. Um, Many people agreed about that part. There was one like big old discussion about balls and my use of it and putting how it was kind of an oxymoron because I said female had balls. It ended up being like a tangent that kind of left me a little confused. Um, I make side comments like that. I don't. I think it was kind of taken too seriously. That ended up being this whole huge debate about the power of words and assigning gender to words and the sexism of it all. It's all fine and dandy, but I don't think I'm as evolved yet to care too much about those type of things. Um, People didn't really disagree about anything. Um, the most helpful comments I found was one Nari. Um, hmm. April wanted me to put in like pieces of books that or quotes that from books that I really enjoyed while I was out of school for that period of time when I dropped out of high school because it can also further explain and elaborate my love of literature. I thought that was a great idea. I have pretty good ideas of what I'd write, what I'd put down. That's an awesome idea. I will be doing that. Um, then someone else, who is it? I'm scrolling through the document right now. That was Karina, by the way. She lives with me. We try to keep her in a cage, but it doesn't really work. Um, find a balance between my interview and my setup because I have 2 pages of setup, but like not even a page of interview with no area, and I do have to do a follow-up interview with her. I just don't know what to ask her. Like I really don't know the right questions to ask her in relation to my project. Like maybe she's not the right interview source, but you know when you feel like pressed, but I feel like she relates to my plight as far as being a non-science major trying to go to med school. But it's just like, I don't know. She's not like a, well, she's a credible source in the sense that she has an authority on the matter because she's in the same boat. But she can't really tell me like, oh, yeah, you can't. I mean, because she knows pretty much as much as I know. But yeah, um, I'm gonna have to do a follow-up interview with Naomi for that, which is gonna suck. But it is what it is. Um, no comments really confused me. I thought some of them were pretty funny. I thought they were like really nice too. That like when what's her name? Whitney first came into the class, she said that my paper was really touching, and Diego's closing words was that life is cruel, but he likes how I lived my life or led my life or whatever. And I really was touched by that. But you know, like Diego's famous for his warm and fuzzy quotes and stuff. So yeah, I'm happy about that. Um, I learned about hmm. I will add quotes to make my page better, my papers better. I will start adding quotes. I'll explain the medical school process because I feel like a lot of people didn't get it, like, and what it entails. Because they're like, oh, well, you have to major in science, and from what I've learned thus far, it's not the case. But I guess that's the reason why I'm writing my paper to like prove against people that that's not the case. But yeah, um, I didn't really have any negative comments. Okay, so what I learned about writing in this workshop, I learned to not be afraid of other people's opinion. Like, I remember when I used to write, like, seriously write as a passion. Seriously write, and, um, like, I would end up writing for everyone else and how they felt about my writing. Like, if I got a negative comment, it would adversely affect me, and I would end up writing my next post would be how I think that person who commented negatively would want me to write it. And that wasn't what I should have been doing, which is kind of why I've had writer's block for like a year and some change. Like writing has been painful, and when it never was before, because I'm so focused on writing for everyone else that I lost the joy of writing for myself. And this ISO is just kind of bringing that love back. Um, it also shows why I'm an English major, which is pretty much what my paper is about, partially. Um, certain feedback was helpful because, like, the whole length thing, because I was really at a loss as to how I was going to cut it down and shorten the story because I didn't want my setup to be too long, and everyone else's setup seemed a lot shorter, and I just felt like mine was uber long. But I really felt that everyone got it, and they got why I did it and why I explained the whole shebang and not just gave them a piece or a part of it. Um, I have a candy addiction. That's like the second piece of candy I've had, but I have my reasons. Um, what did you learn about responding? About responding, well, unless at the end of it, I don't really have to respond much to anybody's paper besides like my partners. But um, I believe that the most helpful responses were the ones that said that people got it. You know, like not the ones that were talking about my paragraphs, but more so the ones that were about, how it was overall. Like that was the most helpful for me. Um, yeah, it was all in all, it was a great workshop. I was really happy. Um, I shouldn't have been as worried as I was, but now it's over. I'm glad, and that's all, folks. Bye.